Growing up in the northwest coast, I've been fortunate to be surrounded by the sea for most of my life. And as part of that, I've progressed as a paddler from personal expeditions into a career where I now run a kayaking company. It's quite nice for me sitting here this morning. The last time I was here was about a decade ago on my first expedition, paddling solo around Scotland, which I did in a P&H Cetus that was about 20 years old at the time. That boat was brilliant at its time, but it was heavy, and now sitting here again with the new top-of-the-line ultralight Volan, it's incredible to see in such a short space of time how much the boats have progressed and how much that technology and design has moved forward to make such a different boat to what I was last here sat in on this beach.
You don't even recognize my mind.
There's a huge difference between the handling on the ultralight one and something plastic like the Valkyrie which I had, but it's primarily due to the weight and being able to turn quickly. Or if you're on a wave, I find that it's much easier to manoeuvre. For me at the moment, most of the performance advantage is actually off the water and getting into the water.
Personally, for me, I enjoy the Volan's ultralight weight for throwing about in the waves and wind. It might not be a boat that I'd use amounts of rocks, but it's very nice in wind and waves when you're out on the sea. Much easier to turn, much easier to manoeuvre, and a little bit more forgiving in the wind. Empty, the Volan's very light and playful, but I've also been trialling it for the last few months on overnight expedition-style trips where I'm loading the boat up with food and camping equipment for a few nights away, mostly in the northwest of Scotland.
I particularly like going camping in the summer, but having said that, I'll camp in the winter as well. But mostly my sea kayaking is day trips, and because I'm retired, about 95% of my sea kayaking is now solo kayaking, and as I said, mostly day trips. I do own kayaks that are made by other companies, but I've never found the other companies to be as responsive as P&H. P&H don't see feedback as a criticism. They see it as a way to improve.